Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked, ABCs. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every single Bare Naked Ladies song, one song at a time, alphabetically, all in one night. Oh wait, no. Tonight's song is One Night. That's the song that we're discussing tonight is One Night. We're not going to do all the songs in one night. That was an error on my notes. Joining me tonight, I have Betsy and Heidi.
Hey.
They're working very hard to not groan at my bad jokes tonight.
Yeah, did you hear that I didn't groan? So good job for me.
You're really working hard at it. You're getting much better at avoiding those groans. Before we get to
more than one night practicing,
closer to 1 week.
Yeah, about that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into the discussion tonight, I do want to give a long overdue shout out and moment of recognition for one of the people we were lucky enough to talk to, Coleman Poussette Beaver, one of the main singers of the Stony Part Singers, that did brilliant and essential backing vocals for Spider in My Room. Unfortunately has left this earth. Very kind soul. He gave his time to talk with us, with no glory of his own, wasn't expecting anything out of it. And, I just want to say we're sad to see you go, and best of luck on the journey that follows. And I would love to give plenty of time for us to be able to recognize him, but we've only got one night to cover the song, so we'll have to continue on. I'm sure that he would have appreciated that joke. He laughed at a few of my jokes, even if he didn't mean it. I appreciate it. So let's get to tonight's song. If you have not heard the song One Night, it is off the new album, and here is a quick snippet.
You're right in front of me. I got a melody. If you got a melody, I got the remedy. We only got one night, something to prove, nothing to lose. One night.
So this song is written by Ed and Kevin Griffin. And it's off in flight, as I mentioned before. Ed says that it is an old school banger. I'm going to actively disagree with you, Ed, that this is definitely not a banger.
I like
Heidi,
it.
you might have. I didn't say that I don't like it.
It's kind of more of a foot dragger.
It is not a banger. This is not a
slow walker.
Yeah, maybe with it sounds like a banger that maybe was done by a person carrying a walker.
Yeah, or I don't know, man. It
just doesn't have the energy. I can see what he's going for. I just don't feel like he makes it.
I agree.
Now, I don't know if you heard. So I took the song because I felt like there just wasn't enough energy in this song to be a banger.
Every little minute with you is like another hour in the sun. I burn a little, learn a little. No, I want to stay, but I should run. No, don't.
Like, okay, well, maybe it has the potential to be one, and it's lacking one or two things to get there. So I took the song and I sped it up 25%.
Every little minute with you is like another hour in the sun. I burn a little, learn a little. No, I want to stay, but I should run. No, don't you ever miss the show. Hold on. We only got one night, nothing to lose, nothing
Did you guys have a chance to listen to it?
I liked it much better. Yeah.
Heidi, what did you think of the edit?
I like it sped up, actually. I do.
I mean, it still feels a little chipmunky because you can only do so much with speeding up without pitch change, and Audacity does a pretty good job, but it still feels like young Ed is singing the song rather than current day Ed.
Oh my gosh, I forgot to hit record on my Audacity.
The Audacity.
That's okay.
We'll
hit it now.
Did we clap?
No, I did.
That's why, because I forgot to hit record. Should I just hit record now? Okay, I did.
Yeah, I just hit it now, and then I'll switch it over from the Zoom stuff.
That was my bad.
So it sounds like an Ed from the early years, but I don't know, it's peppier.
Yeah, because you sped it up.
Because
you added the pep. You sprinkled some no-dos in there.
There's sometimes when you add pep and it's like, whoa, that is way too much. You sound like you've had way too much caffeine. No, thank you. This, I think, sounds better when you bump it up that much.
Yeah.
I tried bumping it up to 50%. I was like, whoa, that is way too much.
No, I think your tempo they should have done, actually. I think it's a little more like banger. I agree. It's like, how many clicks up did you take it?
25%. So whatever you had for beats per minute, multiply that by 1.25. I can do the quick math if you give me the beats per minute. Online, they said it was 150 beats per minute. I'm like, I
have it at 154, but
154. Okay.
Yeah, 154. So that's about right, actually, 154. But
so 154 would bring it up to approximately, let's see, 15 to 30, 30, 35, so 190 beats per minute.
Yeah. And I think it was better there. Yeah. I mean, 155, 158 is not slow. Like, it's just, I think you're right. It could have gone up a notch.
So what is it? Like, you say like 150 beats per minute, and it sounds like a fast beat, but this does not feel like a fast song. Like, why is that?
My go-to is always, and most music people will get this reference, but 120 is Stars and Stripes Forever. So da 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 da. That's 120, but it's 2/2. It's cut time.
Okay.
So that's fast. That's quick. You're right. I don't know if it's just kind of the feel or the weight of the guitar that makes it feel slower. But I like what you did. I really do.
Yeah, and I do like those stings that he's doing. The da-dun, da-dun. Like, I like that. It's just too slow. It does add heaviness and heft when you do add stings like that in, especially at a lower note. And I think that works.
I would totally.
I wish there was.
Sorry, I was going to say, I would put your sped up version on my playlist over the original, actually. I really would.
Yeah, that's.
You know
that's
what it's kind of like?
Well.
Do you know, like, for running playlists, how you can adapt the tempo of any song to fit your pace? Like, that's where it should be. That's a good running tempo too that you've put it in it. So, but I mean, not for me, because I only run when I'm being chased by a tiger, which is rare, or the goose, because the goose that I have right now, the two geese, are evil and they're scary. And I run from them.
You run away.
They're just evil birds.
I run away because they're scary.
Do you sing "Here Come the Geese" while you're running?
I wish my geese were as nice as that song. Like, they were adopted geese. So we didn't raise them. They came from our neighbors who then had to move. They moved down south, and we got one of their ducks and two of their geese. And one of their geese, like, their geese are just not nice geese. So maybe it's because we didn't raise them. They're not like Ralph, our turkey, who is the best.
But your ratio's off. You need 2 ducks and 1 goose, so you can go duck, duck, goose.
Well, actually, we have 9 ducks.
Oh, okay.
Duck, so we would go duck, duck,
you need a couple chickens so you can have
duck, goose, and a turkey. And well, now we have 4 more turkeys. But yeah, I'm up to my eyeballs in poultry. But these geese, like
you need a couple of chickens as well, so you can have a nice turducken.
Seriously, I would. Yes, we could almost. We have a turkey and a duck and chickens. We also have chickens, so we could do that. And then we have a pig. We could have a pig turducken.
Ooh,
pig
wrap it up with some bacon.
Turducken pig. Turducken pig.
Pig duckin.
Anyway, but getting back to yeah, no, this would be if I ran, I would like this. This would go. I like it sped up way more, and I think you're right. I don't know. Maybe it's age. Maybe it's in a complicated key. It's in B major, which is a little more challenging of a key. But I don't know.
They're not playing many notes.
No, they're really not. They're not. And
it might be a complicated key, but there's not many.
The opening sounds almost like it sounds a little too much like Flip for me.
I was going to say Get Back Up.
And Get Back Up. Yes. It's kind of like they took Get Back Up and Flip. Like there are moments of Flip that I'm like, wait. In fact, when I was listening to it originally, when we first said, oh, this is going to be this week's, I was like, oh, wait, that's Flip. No. Is it Get Back Up? No. Like, seriously, you're right. It sounds, and I hate it. My husband always is like, I don't understand why you've loved this band for like, almost 30 years when all of their songs sound like the same. I'm like, they do not. Mm-hmm. But in this case, it does sound a lot like the other two. Like,
and the sad thing is, as I was listening to this week, my brain kept wanting to go to Get Back Up, and you're right, Flip. It kept coming up for some reason. I didn't even connect that. That's why that it kept coming up. Like those are better songs, in my opinion.
Yeah, I love Get Back Up, and I love Flip. I think Flip is fun, but this one, I think, and the video didn't really do it for me either. Did you watch the video? The roller skating and okay, but it's like I don't know. Maybe I was
done by a friend of the show, Philip Harder,
and it's fine. Like visually, it's cool, but I'm like I just think there could have been I don't know. I mean it was
telling
reminiscent.
A story, and it's an okay story. It just. I don't know. It doesn't.
I didn't see that when I listened to it before I ever saw the video. I didn't get that story in my head.
Yeah, the story is kind of cool, but it doesn't go with the song, and that's my problem with it. Is it just doesn't. I want a story that is going to somehow connect in with the song that it's about. Otherwise, you could take the song out and just put any other song in its place.
Yeah.
And going back to like the speed of this song, like programmatically this song needs to be sped up because it's not just a banger, it is supposed to be a crowd pleaser. It's supposed to be the one that they're going to energize the crowd with in the middle of their show. It's supposed to be it's the anthem for this tour. Of like this is the positive message of this album of like, hey, we're not going to be touring that much anymore. Like this is really hard for us, but this one night is what we need. We need to do these things. We love this time with you guys, and we only get one night with you. And it sounds almost sad with how slow that they have this song going. It really needs to be picked up so that it is a positive, happy, uplifting anthem.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I mean, yeah.
If the theme of the song was more down, like some of the other songs on this, where they're kind of sad about kind of getting old and not having as much time with family, then I would say that the speed of the song would match what they're trying to say. It really doesn't for this song.
By the way, I really love having a headset where I can just go into the other room real quick and still hear everything to grab my beverage. Man.
That is pretty cool because I heard you. I'm like, she just
Wireless.
talked. Where'd she go?
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of these. They weren't even that expensive, so yeah, nice. Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. I think the only other thing, like, can we get into lyrics?
Sure. Let's talk about the lyrics a little bit.
Were you like not into this song? Is that like you said you could be a little?
I wasn't. Yeah, it felt kind of like lethargic to me. It felt like kind of like the whole album feels like, where it's just kind of dragging on a lot of the songs, and it feels like I got, kind of thematically, I thought it was like, it reminded me of like songs like Roll Out and Bringing It Home, where they're trying to energize the crowd and everything. But yeah, that makes total sense when you're talking about Flip and Get Back Up. I can definitely hear that in there now, but it just feels like, it's all been done. It feels like they're trying. Yeah. Not the song, but it just thematically, it feels like they keep recycling some songs, and just like, it doesn't sound very fresh to me. Like they really put a lot of thought into it. I'm sorry, I love you guys, but it's
yeah. But I mean, it starts like that whole album. It starts. I like Love and Life. I like that. It's a cute.
Yeah.
But there's so much like See the Tower, Waiting or like the Dream Hotel, the Peace Lady. Everything is very like. It's kind of a snoozer in some areas.
Well, and it's like I think Aaron was kind of backing me on this too, where it's just like, we're totally fine to wait a couple of years if you guys just want to gestate on this album a little longer and come up with something that is more like the B&L that we're used to, where it's got layers and it's got all the double entendre and like hidden little Easter eggs. Like it's just a better, to say another song, it's a better quality that I'm used to from them. And this,
you know what?
I don't know.
What's interesting too, though, is like on Apple Music, Ed says that we were digging in for a little Thin Lizzy Queen vibe on this, going more classic rock. And Kevin said there's a bit of Cars in there too with the keyboard sound. Some songs you don't want to think too hard about. You just want them to be fun and catchy and feel good. But I'm like, it's really
but that's
not
as
fun. No, it's not.
This is more Garth Brooks.
Oh, don't say
not
that.
that there's anything wrong with that.
No need to say that.
Yeah,
actually,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but it's not.
Like Brooks,
it's not Cars.
Yeah.
It's not Gary. It's not Gary Newman. It's not like. This isn't classic rock. This isn't going back to the 80s type rock. This is 90s country rock.
What other song it also kind of brings in? Odds Are. Like the opening of it reminded me a lot of Odds Are. Struck by Lightning. It's kind of got that feel, except it's slower too. I don't hear Garth Brooks in it. I don't what I hear in it. I certainly don't hear Thin Lizzy and Queen and Cars.
Well, that's the thing. It's like the first two bars, I can hear that. Yes.
Yeah,
I can hear that that's what they're going with.
Hey! Hey!
After those two bars, it moves into a completely different type of song.
Every little minute with you is like another hour in the sun. I burn a little, learn a little, know I want.
Starts off with these really heavy distorted guitars with his heavy strums, and then now we're going to go into a country type song where we're kind of laid back and having
like they're trying to grab your attention.
Fun?
Yeah. Because
it didn't grab my attention. It put me to sleep, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know if they thought changing it up to a different type of style was gonna grab your attention, but yeah, it's.
I don't mind if they're going to do that. I
don't like this evolution that's happening. I don't like where this direction is going.
No. I wrote
interesting
down the
though
same
is the
thing,
song.
Betsy.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
I wrote down the same thing. I wrote down, this isn't my BNL.
No.
I'm sure that some people love this BNL, and that's fine for them.
Disheartens
But
me to
it's not
say
my
that,
BNL.
but yeah.
I was listening earlier this week to the 1999 pay-per-view event that was from Manchester, in Boston, and I felt joy. Not because the songs were joyous. I mean, you could hear that they were enjoying singing the song, but early BNL is not joyous. I mean, I Live With It Every Day is not a joyous song, but those songs rocked.
It's got character, though.
Yeah.
And it's relatable.
I wanted to get up and sing and dance, and I hate to dance. Like, it wasn't the nostalgia, but those songs and that concert, they just had emotion. And you would have had one or two songs that took it down a few levels and slowed it down, like For You and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or When I Fall, or the best. Oh man, I can't think of the Steve song now off the top of my head. That really slows it down. That
Break
is just
Your Heart.
amazing. Thank you, Break Your Heart.
Yeah,
But those were only like one or two on the album. This is the banger of this album.
and it's almost, and I hate saying this because if they ever listen to this, yeah, it's not the, and I love them so much. Like, let's not, I mean, we have a whole podcast dedicated to them, but it's almost like they're phoning, like it's phoned in. There's like, there's really not a whole lot here. It's an okay song. But it's just not. Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's kind of like, I mean, the frat yell, hey, but no, I mean, Every Little Minute With You is like another hour in the sun. That's cute. Burn a little, learn a little. No, I want to stay, but I should run. No, I don't. Did you ever? I mean, the rhyme scheme is okay. It's okay, but
I love how they stop and they pause on the space. Give a little space.
The shell, make a little space.
Yeah, it's clever.
yeah, I love it when they do that stuff. But it's like, I want putting it in, but it's not like it feels like this album doesn't go into the depth as we're so used to.
Yeah, where's the layers?
We don't have to think as much.
Where's the
anymore.
beef?
Maybe it's because we're all getting a little older and we're like,
well,
I don't.
Okay, but several albums ago, they started saying things like, we're gonna make music that we, like.
Yeah, you're right.
They're not necessarily, and then maybe that's what we're seeing, is they're just making stuff that they like, and they're not, I don't know how to say this, like, not as concerned about what the fans think, maybe, because that's kind of what, if you're just making music for yourself, then that's kind of the other side of it, is you're not making it for the fans. I don't know. It's definitely shifted to kind of like a less satisfying experience for me. Like,
I think that Ed is authentic with his message in this, but I feel like the other message of the rest of the album is more energized for him. Of, I'm tired. I love doing this, and it's almost like he's saying, I love doing this. I don't want to complain because it's a great job, but I'm tired. And then he's trying to say, yeah, let's write this banger for the people, but I don't know if he has the energy behind wanting to do that right now. And what they're doing this summer is they're doing only one or two concerts here or there every now and then for like profit or not profit, but for nonprofits. And that's great. That's fine. If that's going to re-energize them, cool. I almost wish that there's a lot of songs in this album I would love to have, and I wish continued to have. But I like you. I wish they had sat on this longer, so we could have kept those songs, and then ones like this. I would have kept this song, but it would have been one of my slow songs for the album, and I probably even then would have sped it up like I did before. I enjoy the bridge on this song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I do like the
I mean,
bridge.
it's just some clever wordplay, but yeah. Go ahead, Addie.
I just don't want. I don't want this to be the album they go out on.
Oh God, no.
You know, like I mean, I don't want it to become the box set prophecy.
That's true. Yeah. There is that kind of blooming.
And
I yeah, sorry. I keep having that in my head. Are they gonna become like what they made fun of becoming before? And not that this is, I mean, it's not like it's not that far.
I feel like they feel like they have to put out an album in order to be able to tour, and this is their way of putting out that album.
They're not even really touring like they used to, though. So I don't.
Yeah. I don't know,
yeah.
This is definitely not one of my favorite songs, and it doesn't. This song doesn't make me what they want me to feel listening to it, and I know they're capable of that. And I have a question for you guys, because I think the message is pretty straightforward with the song, but that second verse completely confuses me. Because it says dim the lights, which I understand. If you're going to have the concert, I mean, you would dim the lights for the concert, so that way, people on stage are seen. Clear the floor, take another record off the shelf. Like, I feel like I've lost the analogy here. Am I missing something?
Is he in someone's room?
I don't know. Like, when would you clear the floor? A dance? But no one clears the floor at their concerts. Like, that doesn't... And that's what he's singing about in this song is concerts. Mm-hmm. And take another record off the shelf. Well, they don't take any records off the shelf. They play live. Like, I don't understand what he's trying to tell us here.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. It kind of sounds like almost like a date or something. I don't know. Like he's spending some time with this person. I mean, I like some of the I got a melody. If you get a melody, I got the remedy. Like that's a good, clever,
I like that line. Yeah, that's clever.
Grouping of words, but I don't know. It's just, what are you saying, and why aren't you saying it like you normally say it? It's got some of the catchy, rhythmic twists of words, but it's just missing something. It's not fleshed out or something. I don't know.
I mean, this will kind of be my transition for next week, but I was listening because we're recording this a day later, so I was like, okay, I'm going to get ahead of myself. I've got my notes ready for tonight's song. I'm going to start listening to next week's song. And next week's song is like where I'm like, that's what I'm missing. Yes, this is what I want to hear. I want to hear this kind of song from B&L. And so it actually made me really sad to come in and have to talk about this song tonight. Because I was like, I want to talk about next week's song.
What's next week's song?
Next week's song, it kind of describes what I feel about this week's song, which is it's a new disaster.
That is a good song. Nice segue.
I get one every now and then. But yeah, I'm excited to talk about next week's song. That is a banger.
Yeah.
That is a banger.
It's a little explosive.
Yeah. So I guess that's the show, everybody. Thank you for coming.
It's not that I don't love B&L. This new album is not. No.
I don't love this. I know. It's like when you're chewing a piece of gum and it's getting kind of blah. Sorry, guys, but that's kind of just,
You're right.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess I'll chew it in case it starts to taste okay, like juicy fruit or something. I'm like, but it's more like
You're like, oh, at some
Bubba.
point it's gonna change flavors. It's a gobstopper that you get to the next. No, that
Yeah, right.
unfortunately the next layer is dirt, and then
Blueberries. Blueberries taste like snowsberries. Taste like snows.
Yeah.
I just hope that this isn't the song that I have in my head
no.
when I have Alzheimer's and I'm old. Like, I hope that this isn't the one that's stuck in my head. You only got one night. No, it's going to be the tower. I know it. See this?
Yeah,
you're gonna be sitting there in the rocking chair saying "See the tower," and people are gonna be like, "What is wrong with her?"
Granted, I do think it gets the award for the only song to ever use the word melody.
Yeah.
Melody, remedy.
Yep.
That is
That's
clever.
good.
I will give that
That's
to
good.
That's clever.
Yeah.
Melody is
I
melody
have
in
never,
any other song.
like,
I
put
don't
that
know.
together that it has been.
No. You could put like an apostrophe between the A and the L, and you can have Milady. But
Milady. Hey, no, they should have added that. If you get a melody, I got that.
Oh,
yeah.
Isn't there a song called The Remedy?
Used it.
But not melody. Yeah.
But they could have made it so much better by going Milady. Put Milady in there. Because that would be
get the melody, Milady.
Well, and to complain about one more thing,
so anyway,
he says twice in a row in here, almost like he had it as a filler, and then he couldn't find something to replace it with. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. I'm like,
One night, nothing to lose, nothing to lose.
Okay, no, take that out. Put something else in there.
I was gonna prove, something. Give me some other word. Nothing to prove.
It doesn't even have to rhyme.
Something like that. Nothing to lose. Don't even choose.
I mean, lose is an easy word to rhyme anyways.
I don't know.
But you don't have to rhyme it there. You just
lose. Moose. I got a moose.
I got the blues.
Give me a clue. Nothing to lose. I got the blues. I got the blues. Nothing to lose. Buy me a moose.
Go buy some booze.
There's lots of opportunities. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
That's what I may be doing if the song comes on when I'm watching them.
Nothing to lose. Go get a clue. There's lots of options, but they did not take those options. So, as far as the breakdown goes, FYI, so they got a little intro, which is kind of that weird muffly kind of open, and then it goes into the ja ja, so it kind of wakes you up, and the yelling. It's in the key of B major, which is 5 sharps, and it basically goes with B to F sharp to C sharp minor, which is a 1 chord to a 5 chord to a minor 2 chord in the key of B major. The 2 chord is minor, and then to a 4 chord. So 1, 5, 2, 4. Very, very common rock and roll progression. We get that throughout. Slight shift in the chorus where he goes from a 1 to a 4. 1 to a 5 to a minor 6, which is a little bit different, to a 4. So that's simply the only major change. You've got verse 1, verse, chorus, mini post chorus with a hey. Then you have a second verse, same as the first. Chorus, little instrumental interlude, same key action going on. You've got the 1 chord, the 5 chord, the minor 6 chord, and to the 4. You play that twice, then you go into the bridge. That shifts. You have a 4 chord, I think 4 chord to a 5 chord to a minor 3 chord. So it's still in the same key. It just shifts it up and does something a little different in the bridge. Then we go back to the chorus, same same I'm Henry VIII I am. Second verse name is the first, and then you get a little outro and hey, and that's pretty much it. So it in difference, like it is in B major, which is a slight. It's not a key that they use very often, but it still follows your basic rock progression. It's again, verse, chorus, bridge. Nothing too exciting. There's cool stuff within it. Like I think Kevin does some cool stuff. There's stuff there, but I think again the tempo could go faster. I think if that you really want a banger, and the video with them roller skating, like I would want to roller skate to a bit faster version of this. Not that I can roller skate very well, but if any of you grew up in the 70s and early 80s like I did, we had the roller rink still when I was in middle school and early high school. You'd go to Good Times in Merrimack, New Hampshire. Everybody, it doesn't exist anymore. Now it's a kids' play place called Nothing But Good Times, which is like indoor, like climbing.
We had Happy Wheels and great
things
skates
like that.
up by us.
But it used to be a roller rink. Oh, Happy Wheels, yeah. So yeah, that was kind of the thing for those of you that don't know. I think they're making a comeback. I've heard that they like some have opened up recently.
We have one down the road from here, the Rollerdrome.
But the music had to be pumping, man, because you wanted something that was upbeat. So I think in order for this to work for the video, you might want to kick it up a notch. But that's the overall breakdown. What are we going to rate this?
Melodies.
Melodies.
I like that. That's actually. Good. How many melodies do we give this song? I think that is actually the apropos thing to go with.
From a cough to COVID, where
yes. Is it diarrhea out your eyeballs, or is it just a little?
Or is it just a case of strep? Like, where are we at in the term of melody?
Well, Betsy, how many melodies do you give this song?
I think it's just kind of meh. So it's not actively bad. It's just not good. So I guess I'd put it right in the middle, 2.5.
Okay. What about you, Heidi?
Wait, what did you give it, Beth?
2.5.
2.5. I don't think it's okay. Like it's got a good beat, but you can't really dance to it. Do you remember that old thing like from American Bandstand?
Dick Clark.
Oh yeah.
I give it a 3. In the middle range for me. But it's not on my all-time favorites. This album though is not really. Maybe I need to listen to it like 27 more times. I don't know. I'm such a purist.
I would say that, but I did listen to it a lot this week, and it did not help my score any. I did not grow to like this song or the album the more I listened to it this week. It's about the same. I will say that once I bumped up the rhythm, once again to like 190 beats a minute, it went up probably about a point. Like had they increased it, it would have been much higher in my book. But as it is, I'm going to kind of split the difference between the two of you a little bit and go with a 2.87 because I like Best Damn Friend better than I like this song.
Mm.
And as I said, next week's song, I mean, it sounds like to you, Betsy, like this week's song was a little bit of a new disaster for you.
It was both new and a slight disaster.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Well, hopefully next week's song is not a disaster.
I have a feeling it will be a higher score for me next week.
Well, we will have to see then if that's true.
We shall.
We shall. We shall.
My bell.
Well, have a good night, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks. That was fun.
Thanks. That was fun. It was. Good night, everybody.
Good
night,
night.
John boy. Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, Heidi Ellen.
Good night, John.
Heidi
Boy.
Sue.
And I'm just gonna add in because I need to record for this. I gotta put back in for last week's song. Andy on last week's song, and now I can take that little snippet and I can put in last week's episode.
Snippet good. Da 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 da.
Snippet good. Da 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 da.
Well, thank you guys, and yeah, we'll record Wednesday next week, hopefully.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, okay.
Have a great night, guys.
Good night.